Referees assigned by the Western Hockey League this evening are Kyle Kowalski and Brian Borden. Adam Brastad and Tim Plamondon are your linesmen. The Silver Tips going left to right across your radio dial. And the opening faceoff brought to you by Washington's Lottery. Tips control. We're underway. The finale of a 5-game homestand. It is quite the challenge. The Tips are 3-1 on this homestand, by the way. As Cole Fonstad, the ex-Raider, moves it back into the offensive zone. Puck out taken away by the Raiders. Bump to center ice. Tips regain. Engage Gonsalves. Given right back. As in across the line, Spencer Moe down the right wing looking for Usov. But this one now touched over to the far boards. And Vitelli and Fonstad. Guess who? Tangled up right against the boards once again. Puck cleared. Raiders recover as now Moe dropping it left side. And a puck feathered up the wing by Zach Hayes, their captain. But Tips now take it away back in their own zone. Wyatt Wiley skates to center to the red line. Trying to float it back in. That caught traffic and Usov as well, who got in the way. And Justin Gurney will chip it back in behind the net. Billowis thought about it. Lets it go to Caden Gooley. Up the left boards, trying to find Braden Watts, the ex-Vancouver Giant, but given right back to Justin Gurney. It's been a takeaway machine last couple of days here. Gurney against the right board, sends it back to the right point. Hendren shot wide, loose puck in from Patterson, and a save made by Billowis. Max Patterson almost caught Boston Billowis napping off a puck glancing off backboards, and Billowis took care of the job. Raiders counterattack down the right into the offensive zone. Ozzy Weisblatt, you'll be hearing a lot from him for his WHL career, perhaps. High-ranked potential NHL draft pick as now Allen left point sends this one to the corner and looking for Alexei Protas, but chipped away by the Silver Tips. Not out. Right point. Aquilon sent one behind the net. Recovering now is Hendren. This one cleared to center ice. 18-12 to go in period one. Neither team has shot on net so far. As Jacob Brick will sail it back in behind the Tips net. Wolf lets it go. Along for Hendren, right side. Lead toss looking for Kindop. And now chopped away back to center. As this one sent rink wide by Eric Pierce. Into the offensive zone. Neckbauer to the net. Save made. Bought the deflection by Wolf. Tips control and they counter. Here comes Fonstad. Right wing Kindop into the offensive end. Sends it in behind. And now Fonstad hangs on to it to Kindop, and a one-timer right circle is a glove save by Boston Billowis. Whistle blown. Billowis hangs on. 17:42 to go in period one. No score. Face-off coming back into the Prince Albert zone.
Good fun start here. A couple of shots on goal for each team. 2 minutes in, no whistle. A little reminiscent. Not quite the same type of flow that we saw on Wednesday night when Brandon was in town, but definitely a more up-tempo game than the start of last night was against Tri-City.
Right circle draw between Gonsalves and Usov. Prince Albert 1, kept in, point shot. Left side by Seeley, block, counterattack. Usov ahead to Moe, a partial break in on net, and a save made by Dustin Wolf. Spencer Moe broke away last second. The backhanded attempt turned away by Wolf's right pad to keep it 0-0. That was some speed shown by Moe. At the blue line, Masella poked away by Fonstad. Tips control. Out of their own zone, Seeley. Up the left wing for Fonstad, worked on by Moe. He relays Gonsalves and chopped it back into the Raiders zone. Hayes bumps this one up the left wing to Usov and picked off, and Wiley will smack it back in for the Silver Tips, who go for a full change. Fairbrother, Goot, Brendan Lee, Parker Hendren jumping off bench. Raiders clear, Tips take it away. Fairbrother up the left wing for Fair, knocks it back in behind the Raider net. And now Billowis, the goaltender, plays it around to the left side. Kept in, and Fair's shot well wide of the net. Loose puck now in front to Lee. And couldn't get the full handle on that as it slid away off his stick. Puck cleared back down by Daniil Stepanov. As now a loose puck at the left corner, Silver Tip zone. Hendren pokes this one free over far boards for Brendan Lee. 16:24 to go in period one, and kept in now from the right point by Masella. Tips recover as now Hendren tried to clear. Tied up 1-on-2. In to help is Fairbrother. In to help is Patterson. Stepanov sends it across ice. Gooley top of the right circle. Now straight away, his shot missed the net. Loose puck, Tips control. And a center ice, left wing Brendan Lee, a feet out of the reach of Butt. Picked off in a counter attack for Gooley. In across the Silver Tip line, his snapshot missed the net. Loose puck in front. Looking Stepanov, but the Tips now knock it away and clear. 15:50 left in period one. Already a couple of close chances exchanged for these two teams. Up the left, Fairbrother for Gurney and deflects it back into the Raiders zone. Billowis stays put. And Gooley up the far boards, kept in for the line by Seeley. Anafi Gonsalves behind the net, trying to walk out. Pinned by Gooley. In to help is Kindop. Gonsalves sends it across ice. Seeley jumping in left circle. Anafi behind the net. Gonsalves bumps it over. Kindop right corner. Low to high feet. Right point. Wiley took the shot, missed the net. And a loose puck over far boards to Ozzy Weisblatt. Shots on net, 3-0 Raiders. 15:08 to go in the first. Prince Albert clears, tips intercept. Down the right, Wiley. Stonewall by Gooley, and got the clear for the Raiders back into the silver tip zone. Recovering Seeley. Up the left wing, Fonstad into the Prince Albert zone, centering for Seeley. His shot save made. Billowis deflecting wide. Loose puck picked up and cleared by Knackbauer. 14:48 to go. On the attack, Knackbauer left wing. Chopped away by Jacob Wright. Raiders reset. Right side, Masella. Up for Pearson, knocks it back in behind the silver tip net. Recovering Wiley from behind the cage and gave it away. A turnaround shot by Brooks. Save made into the slot. Wolf took care of that with the right pad, and a rebound picked up far boards to Ronan Seeley. This one not cleared just yet. Brooks chopped that one back in deep again. Wyatt Wiley over for Goot. Trying to find Wright. Bumps this one off the boards, and to center it goes now with 14:10 to go in period one. Tips go for a full change.
Nice benefit of the bouncing puck there as Brook was unable to keep it in for Prince Albert. This has real good vibes to it early as both teams generating some good looks.
Wiley guns it back in for the silver tips, and Patterson right corner. Looking low to high for Fairbrother. From the right point to Patterson, top of the right circle. Spins off of pressure, protects with the backhand. Sends it right corner for Butt. Trying to fight off Usov and rims it back now. Left point for Aiden Sutter. His shot knocked down by traffic, kept in. Fairbrother fires, missed the net. Rebound off the backboards, and Patterson slugs it wide. Loose puck, far boards, Vitelli. Got the clear ahead on right wing. Usov, silver tip zone. Into the slot, took the snapshot and missed the net. One-on-one play against Gianni Fairbrother. And Ilya Usov misfire to keep it 0-0 here. 13:18 to go. As center ice, Usov picks up. Resets now for Prince Albert. Up for Gooley. And the relay right wing, Stepanov back to Gooley, who shoots it in. Tips also finishing a change. Stepanov kept it in and chipped away by Zellweger. And now up the left wing, Goot got the clear with 13 minutes left. And that's where the whistle comes out now with this game still 0-0. Shots are 4-1 in favor of Prince Albert. Behind the silver tip bench, Dennis Williams. 3 wins away from 100 in his WHL coaching career. On the other side, Mark Habscheid. In his 6th season behind the Prince Albert bench, last year became the 8th head coach in WHL history to surpass the 500-win plateau. Mark Habscheid, a deep history in this game. More on that later. Tips break in, left side, Gonsalves. Snap shot, glove save, Billowis, and he hangs on with 12:48 to go for a whistle here in period one. Mark Habscheid, you might recall, at the helm of Kelowna, who lost to the Silver Tips in that 2004 conference final, yet still won the Memorial Cup that year.
That's right. That's a long time ago, going in the Wayback Machine. But I guess when you're going to amass that many wins as he has, you've got to go back a ways to chalk up all those victories.
Face off left circle, tips control and Gurney. Back for Wiley, looking Patterson now behind the net with control. Trying to now fend off Masella. Leaving it for a nearby Dawson Butt. Gurney in to help out. Masella worked it away for Prince Albert. Now it's Weisblatt right side, lead pass Protas. The center goes cross ice, Watts into the offensive zone, left circle, jammed by Wiley. Loose puck to Watts, centering attempt knocked down. Protas with control left side. On a feed to the top, and a shot attempt by Kosher, knocked down by traffic. Give credit, Gurney got in the way. Out of the right corner, Wyatt Wiley. Up the wing for Gurney to center ice, and a chip and chase broken up by Protas. Tips now changing ahead of the play. Alexei Protas now right side for Watts. Knocked away by Seeley. Pinball back to the Raiders zone, and Caden Gooley with possession. And center red, a bouncing puck for Watts, who will backtrack. With inside 12 minutes left in period one, no score. Takeaway by Jackson Berezowski. He'll float it back in. And Billowis, the goaltender, into the trapezoid. Flipped it left side for Watts. Kept in by Goot for the Silver Tips. Right corner for Jacob Wright. Around now left side, Berezowski. Cycling in deep for Wright. To the trapezoid for Goot. Walks out, centering Berezowski. Save, rebound, just bounces wide. Jacob Wright controls. Whips it back onto the line. Anderson, his shot tumbled to the net. Save made Bilowis. Rebound, Prince Albert. Kosher up the far boards. Tried to clear. What a keep in by Seeley out of the air. Bouncing puck into the slot. Fonstad dangles to the backhand. Just lost possession. Folks, that close to highlight reel material. It stays 0-0. Puck rolls to center. Fonstad picks up. What'll he do? He opts for Kindop right side. Into the corner, Fonstad. The feet in behind, broken up by Kosher. Prince Albert surviving that sequence. Got the clear, back to the Silver Tip line. Wiley knocks this one away, 10:44 to go here in period number 1.
Oh, incredible moves there by Fonstad. Just couldn't quite get it wrapped around to the backhand. Bilowis got the pads down, made the save.
10:31 to go in period 1. Prince Albert has possession. Nackbauer up the left wing to center. And looking for Eric Pierce. This one knocked away by a pile-up. Bryce Kindop mainly involved in that. Nackbauer knocks it back into the right corner. Silver Tip zone. Wiley for Zellweger in behind Dustin Wolf. And wheels it right side for Butt, who got the clear. Now it's Kosher from center. Right wing Nackbauer. Swept back in again behind the Silver Tip net. To play is Wiley. Long toss up the right wing. Picked off Usov. And pinball back to Zellweger. With inside 10 minutes left. Prince Albert now angles it back in. Usov left corner, Vitelli, and smashed by Wiley, his ex-teammate. Tips control and Gurney. Bumping one ahead to Patterson. Picked off from center red, Vitelli. Counter-attack down the right wing, Silver Tip zone to the net. Save made by Wolf. And a rebound deflects him behind. Reese Vitelli coming back with a grade A look moments after Cole Fonstad had one on his former team. Left glass, Wiley got the clear with 9:25 to go in period 1. Gooley for Prince Albert, looking rink wide. Usov missed the feed down the right side and taken away by the Silver Tips. Fairbrother up the right wing for Wright to Fairbrother, cruising into the offensive zone left side and broken up by Aquilon, the ex-Victoria Royal. And behind the net, Gouda centering attempt jammed away. Puck still freed for a moment, covered up by Bilowis, and a whistle now with 9:03 to go in period 1 as tempers begin to flare. But we'll come back in a bit. No score, Silver Tips and the Raiders, and this is glancing over right corner, Fonstad controlling. Low to high for Wiley. His shot deflected off Bilowis, save made, rebound deflecting wide. And a loose puck now taken by the Raiders. Protas to center, looking now right side, Weissblatt and across the line with speed. Carries it in behind, sent up the middle. On net, Masella's shot, blocked by Fonstad. To center, Fonstad looking ahead. Pass was blocked and deflecting back in deep. And to play is Gage Gonsalves as Prince Albert changes up. 8:28 to go in period 1, no score. Tips attacking, Gonsalves to Dawson Butt left wing. Into the Prince Albert zone. Shakes off contact, beats Gurney. Low left wing shot, save made Bilowis. Rebound to the right. And Patterson trying to pump this one toward the corner. It caught the top of the glass. And a whistle blown now with 8:14 to go in period number 1. More on coaches. A guy that you might recall behind the Prince Albert bench as well, Dan Gender, who had a 84-point season back in 07-08, one of the top point getters in Silvertip history.
Absolutely. I can't forget Dan Gender, and he was a part of some of those best teams that the Silvertips had, especially that one year where they were Scotty Monroe champs. It's kind of a complimentary, a very nice complimentary player, but then, a star-studded season the next year for him, tallying all those points. Terrific goal scorer, playmaker, do it all.
Tips control his face-off at the left point. Shot by Fairbrother, missed the net. Rebound down to the near boards and swept by Nackbauer, but not clear to the line. Anderson returns it, right corner for Patterson. With 8 minutes left in period 1, no score, and Tyson Fair gives away to the far boards and sailed back down by Eric Pierce, Silvertip zone. Tips regain, Fairbrother to Anderson. Lead toss, tape to tape for Brendan Lee. Mishandles, checked by Nackbauer. And now bumping one off of Brook at the Silvertip line, and pinballs back to Gooley. Angles in off the right boards and sweeps this one to the corner for Pierce. Worked on by Fairbrother. A puck to Nackbauer, who walks out left side. Nackbauer protecting. leaving it left circle, and a shot by Kosher deflected, knocked down by traffic. Loose puck, Brendan Lee got the clear. Up for Max Patterson into the red line, sends this one back in for a full change.
Tips doing a good job staying with that puck because it was kind of bouncing, carrying all over the place, but they read it well.
Interception by Justin Gurney looking for right, and eventually poked to center by Evan Herman, and back come the Raiders. Into the offensive end, down the right wing, Cole Nagy sends it wide. Loose puck, now left side as Nolan Allen pinching in, but gives it away behind the net. Zellweger is there and has to shake off a little bit of pressure by the oncoming Stepanov. Tips control, left side, Berezowski. Chip to center ice, recovery Nagy. With 6:44 to go. Tips regain, and now Michael Gut sends this one back in. Change again coming as Gonsalves. Fonstad. Jump out now for this shift with Bryce Kindop. On a puck fed by the Raiders. Evan Herman back in. Recovering is Vitelli up the left and sends this one all the way through. But an icing call coming up now with 6:25 to go in period one. And also the linesman took a pretty significant spill back at the far boards there.
Yeah, that was a lot going on there. Zellweger from his own end trying to play a little geometrical pass up the far side boards to find Fonstad, who was moving towards the Prince Albert blue line, but release started to elevate on him, and tough to corral a banking puck that's about eye level on the glass over there. Too tall of a task for Fonstad, goes for the icing, and yes, the linesman also bore the brunt of some of that.
Tips again control. Wiley sent this one back down. Icing is the call, and we have 6:17 to go in period one. No score. Tips have Fonstad out there. Prince Albert has Vitelli out there. And Vitelli leaning over to the left circle to that previous faceoff. And a bit of a ear-to-ear grin with Wyatt Wiley exchanged. These two have been through a lot of battles together in the previous 2+ seasons. Tips win this faceoff again, left circle, and Wiley up the left wing to Fonstad. Floats this one ahead to Kindop into the offensive end, and a chip and chase up against Hayes. And now Kindop against the boards. Chips it over. Left corner, Gonsalves, and worked on by Masella. Gonsalves poked away again by the Raider defense. Kindop up the boards, try to go low to high, but cleared by Spencer Moe. And recovering Anderson, silver tip line, launching this one back across the Raider line, but to center, Jeremy Masella. Across now left wing for Hayes. Vitelli up the wing, took the feed. Knocked away again. Tips regained. Dawson Butt from the red line gives it right back. And Kosher up the right wing. Usov silver tip zone through one in front. And just out of the reach of Moe. 5:27 to go in period one, no score. Tips have won the last 3 meetings against the Raiders here in downtown Everett. Gurney floats the back in, left corner, Raiders zone. Out of the reach of Patterson. And cleared back out now by Weisblatt. As Watts looking ahead, down the right wing, into the zone. A pass in front to Protas from Weisblatt and just off his stick. Puck cleared back out by Patterson for the Silver Tips, right side. That caught the team benches, and we have 5 minutes and 3 seconds remaining here in period one. Tips and Prince Albert, no score. Your place for Tips hockey and Everett's home for greatest classic hits is KRKO. Catch the goals, saves, and rock and roll sound for work, home, and the car. KRKO is Everett's greatest hits, sports, and more.
There's a pretty big missed opportunity there from Protas. Again, the leading scorer on this Prince Albert team. Weisblatt, a quick, nice feed right to him in the slot, going right down in on Dustin Wolf's net, but didn't have his stick on the ice or completely on the ice because he just got a little nick on it, and it went right through him. Missed opportunity there for Prince Albert.
Big statement Weisblatt made in his first season last year. 39 points in 64 games, 15 goal mark as well. 4:52 to go here in period one. This puck out of play, it looks like. And it's going to come back to the right circle, Prince Albert zone.
Yeah, there were plenty of guys like that, Mike, that really impressed in their rookie season. You mentioned Weisblatt, Gooley, who's got an A rating in the Central Scouting. He had 17 points as a D-man on a team that was loaded at the blue line last year. Really impressed with him. And then Protas, of course, last year, a 40-point campaign as a rookie, too.
In the slot, Jacob Wright lost a puck, took a spill in a collision, it looked like, with Jeremy Masella. As Prince Albert works the back in, Watts pursuing left corner, silver tip zone taken away, and Zellweger couldn't clear. Into a battle. Right side, Good extracts, and up the boards looking Zellweger, taken away by Weisblatt. 4:30 left in period one, no score. As Allen dropping it for Aquilon behind the Prince Albert net. And up the left side, the Kelowna native. Looking cross ice. Weisblatt right wing into the zone and a feed in front. Too far of Watts. Chipped away by the goaltender Wolf. Tips got the clear now with 4:12 to go. And Raiders have to touch up here as a puck to Dylan Anderson for the Silver Tips. And right side. This feed now picked up by the Raiders, Eric Pierce. Puck to center and now Brook. On the exchange, setting up Gooley left wing. And looking cross ice. This one deflecting off of Brook and back to the Silver Tip net. Wolf knocked that one aside. Big check now against the boards involving Pierce and what looked like Zellweger. 3:44 to go. Tips control. Patterson right boards. Couldn't clear. Kept in Gooley. Second attempt Anderson. Bouncing one off Dawson Butt. Got the clear and ahead to Patterson right wing. Into the Prince Albert zone. His wrist shot knocked down by Kosher. Loose puck, Patterson right corner. Centering attempt. Missing Kindop. Down it goes. Wolf's got to come halfway out of the blue line and work one around Usov. Tips counter. Left wing Kindop. Raiders zone dropping in Fonstad. Cruising over left circle. Centering attempt. Picked up by Usov. Prince Albert counterattack. Maybe with numbers. Usov down the right wing. Into the Silver Tip zone. Driving wide in a centering attempt. Smacked away by Fonstad. Nacella kept it in. Right boards the feet of the corner. And Hendren now tying up Reese Vitelli. 2:55 to go in period one. No score in Vitelli. Chipped away by Fairbrother. The two still doing battle against the boards. Fonstad controls. Tried to clear. Knocked down. Tips control. Fonstad to center. Right wing feed Kindop and across the line. Hangs on. Shoots. Save made Billowis. Rebound just trickling wide. And not by much. Loose puck left boards. Hayes got the clear. Slings a long rink-wide feed to Usov as Spencer Moe jumping up on the play over skates. Recovering right wing Stepanov into the offensive end. Snap shot missed the net. Rebound to the near side. Rolls to center. 2:17 to go in period one. Aquilon for Stepanov deflecting back in deep. Silver Tip zone. Wiley touching one up the left boards. And Seeley tried to clear but kept in by Herman. Raiders now recover as Stepanov right corner, smacked away by Wyatt Wiley, and a penalty coming up here. It's a roughing call. And with 2:01 to go in the first, the Silver Tips will be the first one shorthanded this evening.
Well, and that came at that play at the blue line. Michael Goot, who had long since departed. I think there were a lot of players on both sides of the ice looking around to see who that was coming against. The Silver Tips, of course, touching it up, so it had to be somebody in green. And Michael Goot there just, I guess, a little over-aggressive on the Raiders trying to pinch in on the far side point. Little jump ball action, grabbed the puck, threw it down on the ice, and Goot finished it off just a little bit too rough.
Prince Albert's man advantage tied for 8th this season. Tips are tied for 14th in the penalty kill. No score, Tips control. Patterson to Kindop, and sent this one all the way back down via the left boards with 1:47 to go in period one. Tips also have Zellweger, Gonsalves, and Fairbrother as Cole Fonstad jumps out now. To the bench, Patterson has a big check along the left boards, and Gonsalves knocking over Watts. Tips got the clear once again.
Watts getting up, looking around as if to say, where was that freight train? And Gonsalves not a big man, not that large of a guy, but he delivered a big blow right there.
Protas into the zone, left wing, dropping it for Watts, sends it across ice. Weisblatt stick handling and a feed into the corner. Protas whips it onto the point. Gooley, left side for Watts. Rink-wide toss. Bad decision. Fonstad intercepting. Flips this one ahead. Patterson from the neutral zone. Brings it back in on right wing. Prince Albert end. Patterson forcing his way behind the net. Checked by Gooley. 1:01 to go. And Patterson drawing 3 Raiders into the battle. It's worked free by Protas. Headman's up the right wing, and we have a penalty or penalties coming up. We'll take a look. 51.4 to go. They do get a Raider for slashing. And I think that's Caden Gooley who's going to go off here.
Oh, and this is all Max Patterson, Mike. What a great effort. Patterson certainly not known for his speed, and he wasn't going to try and go by Caden Gooley. But what he did is he used his size and his strength. He muscled him. He took it to the end boards there behind the net of Billowis, and then he just stayed with the play. And he really outworked Gooley back there behind the net. Killed off a lot of time on the penalty kill. And then Gooley, I think in frustration, Patterson, as he was departing the scene, just reached out and slashed him right across the forearm. Totally unnecessary, way away from the ice.
Fairbrother, big hit on Spencer Moe right back in the neutral zone. And that drew a big reaction out of the crowd. Tips control, Wiley in across the line. Snap shot blocked by Masella. Rolls back onto the left point for Fairbrother. So it's 4-on-4. Fairbrother feeds one over left side. Wiley snapshot. Say Billowis might have caught the mask. Rebound Masella. Got the clear. Mattelli looking over for Moe, but chipped away by Wiley. With 17 seconds left in period one. No score here. We've seen plenty of action already for period one. Here comes Brook for Prince Albert down the right wing, and a snapshot too wide. Rebound over left side, and Brook gives it away to Kindup. Does he have enough time? To center ice, and for the red line, shoots this one back in. Not enough time. It trickles wide, and that will do it for the end. It's going to be great, and the Tips will go right to left across your dial. No score. Mike Benton, Justin Morrison with you. Glad you can be with us. Tips will start Gonsalves, Fonstad, and Kindup as they control deep in their own zone. And back on defense, Fairbrother and Wiley. On a power play for 55 seconds. Wiley ahead for Kindup, left wing, Prince Albert zone, and cruising wide of the net. Takes it around now and feeds it right side Gonsalves, and a bump feed out of the reach of Kindup. Loose puck to Hayes and sends this one all the way back down. And Wiley back to collect, and Wolf will opt it for a wide open Fonstad left wing. He carries the center. Here comes Fonstad, right side, silver tip zone broken up by Usov, and sailed back down again by the Raiders. Wolf waits for it, back in the trapezoid, and chips it up the left boards, and here comes Wiley. Along the center, short relay, Kindup out of his reach. Fonstad trying to buy some time and space, knocks it back in. Kindup pursues to the corner and chipped away by Hayes. Bouncing puck, Seeley kept it in, up by for Wiley. His shot change angles wide of the net. Fonstad left side. Low to high feed, picked off. Usov back towards center red. Now buy more time back into his own zone, and the Raiders are back to 5 skaters. Both teams 0 of 1 in the power play this evening. Nothing our score in period two. And now Dawson butt ahead. Patterson, Tips have numbers right side. Patterson shot, blockers save Billowis. Rebound out of play. And a whistle, 18:36 remaining in period two.
That caught the Raiders right there in a sloppy line change. The Raiders also turn it over right at the blue line. Quickly turned the other direction by the Silver Tips. Dawson, Butt, Max Patterson, they combined for a goal last night on a 2-on-none. Tonight, a 2-on-1. Butt feeds Patterson. I thought it was a good job pulling the trigger. Gurney was tapping his stick on the ice. He wanted to drop pass, but Patterson had a lane to shoot. He got a good one away.
Face off right circle, Raiders zone, Tips control, Anderson. Looking cross ice, left side, Seeley's shot, missed the net, deflecting just wide, and picked up far corner Gooley. On the relay for Kosher, with 18:22 to go, he'll carry to center ice. Over now to the right side, Kosher, native of Regina, knocks it back in, penalty coming up, and again against the Silver Tips. Delay calling to the benches, Billowis, Knackbauer's centering attempt, save made off the mid by Caden Gooley. And the rebound, Tips touch up. It's cross-checking with 18:08 to go in period two, and that will be Gurney to take a seat.
Yeah, Gurney trying to follow up there on Kosher. He was kind of pursuing him as Kosher attempted to gain the red line. Good pressure, good forecheck there. Trying to take the Raiders off the puck in the neutral zone. Good aggressive play, but overly aggressive there. A shove right into the lower back, spilled him right in front of the officials. And the Silver Tips will have to kill off another penalty.
Prince Albert 0 of 1. Tips win this face-off. Left circle, Wyatt Wiley guns it all the way down. Out there with Kindup, Gonsalves, and Olin Zellweger. And the Raiders whip possession. Here comes Gooley. 8 points in 9 games already back on the blue line. They tap it over. Usov left wing into the offensive end. Watch dropping into the point for Gooley. Looks over right side. Weisblatt kept it in. Skates over right circle. Chip down low and up high to Gooley. Cross ice for Watts. Off the boards, fed it up high. Gooley out of his skates. Right side Protas. Tip one to the net, post to post. And just out of the reach of Weisblatt. He was set up by Ilya Usov. Tips win a battle. Bryce Kindup right boards. Clears this one down.
That was very dangerous. Usov with great awareness. He knew he had everybody's full attention just to the left post of Dustin Wolf, and he slipped that no-look backhand pass just out of the reach of Weisblatt.
17-11 to go in the second. Prince Albert power play for another minute. 0-0 our score as Protas brings it in. Sends it over right corner, Vitelli. Being worked on by Patterson to the point. Kosher sends it left side. Braden Watts at the circle. Down low, Weisblatt takes it in behind. Weisblatt sets up for a one-timer. Protas save made by Wolf. The mid left circle. And a rebound Tips collect. Ronan Seeley fires this one back to center ice. Kosher picks up. Tips trying to change. They got to be careful, though. Here comes Nagy left wing. Back in for Prince Albert. Left side of feet of the net. Looking Knackbauer broken up. Raiders kept it in. Kosher for the high slot. His shot. Save made. Wolf deflecting wide. Loose puck. Shot by Seeley. To the near boards. Kept in Kosher. Fed one across. Left side Vitelli. Dangles in a backhander. Knocked away off of traffic. Loose puck to Gage Gonsalves and sent back down the lane.
Yeah, big clear there for the Silvertips. They had one about 20 seconds earlier, but hammered only as far as center ice.
And now left side. Puck worked back in by Knackbauer. Tips control. Wiley Longbontas. Kindop to the net. Shoot. Save made. Deflected wide by Billowis. Bryce Kindop, right as the Tips got back to 5 skaters, nearly making it 1-0, but it looked like that Billowis caught that one with the toe. Prince Albert works the back end. Zellweger a takeaway. Tips at possession now as he's out with Wyatt Wiley. Zellweger. Long feed left wing. Chipped by Fonstad deep into the Prince Albert zone. Gonsalves chasing Masella to the backboards. But now Prince Albert works this one to center ice. And Pierce chopped away by Gonsalves. To the Silvertip zone. Wiley has got Zellweger to his left. Tape to tape feed and Zellweger up the left wing. Missing Kindop, and down it goes for an icing call. And we have 15:24 to go here in period 2. And again, the Silvertips and Raiders all deadlocked 0-0. El Pariso Mexican Grill is open late after the game. Catch happy hour daily, 3 to 6, 9 to close, and the tastiest Mexican cuisine in Silvertip country. El Pariso, with locations in downtown Everett, Snohomish, and Silver Lake.
Tough to really, it's 0-0, so no separation on the scoreboard, but tough to separate these two teams really through just with the eye test, watching them the first 25 minutes here of this game. Both have created plenty of chances for themselves. Great back and forth game.
Right side, Kindop, 60-foot wrist shot. Save made by Billowis. Rebound, Weisblatt clears. And for Nolan Allen. Looks over for Watts right side, but the pass broken up. Dawson Butt a check on Allen. Offside the call, though, and we have 15 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in period 2. Cole Fonstad really was candid after his first day of practice with the Tips Monday. He told Josh Horton of the Everett Herald, quote, "I'm excited here for the opportunity, but obviously this is different with the style of play, but I'm just trying to adjust to it as fast as possible and help the team win." And so far, so good. 2 straight multi-point games. The Tips down 2-0 since the trade.
Yeah, I'll say he's helped both teams win. With Prince Albert, a couple of 3-point nights before he was traded away, and then a 3-point night with the Silvertips. 11 points his last 4 games. He's definitely helping teams win.
Watts right wing sends it wide. Loose puck, Weisblatt. Checked by Patterson, left corner. Tips control. And now Dawson Buck colliding with Gooley. A battle against the left boards, and Patterson trying to free it. 14:38 to go. Raiders work it into the corner, left side. Weisblatt spun away by Hendren. To the line, tried to clear, and Dawson Butt hammers Gooley. A bouncer out of the net by Weisblatt. Save made. Whistle because of a hand pass. But once again, this crowd given a jolt from heavy contact. And Dawson Butt sending Caden Gooley to the ice. At about the Silvertip blue line, whistle now with 14:29 to go.
Yeah, Caden Gooley, who's that A-ranked player for the upcoming 2020 NHL draft. He goes 6'3", 186, an 02-born player. You can't imagine, Mike, he's had too many times where he's been on the receiving end of a shot like that. But Dawson Butt, a couple of years as senior, goes out there, got a little bit of weight on him too, pushing him around a little bit. Really nice to see there by the Silvertips to administer some punishment, make the Raiders work. If they're going to pinch into the blue line like that, make it count.
Prince Albert shoots it in. Now Sutter takes a run at Knackbauer left boards, and a puck rerouted behind the net. Sutter left wing. Long toss off Berezowski, kept in Kosher. And recovering is Sutter, trying to pinch it to center, but kept in by Brook. And again, this puck muscled to the sideboards right side. Tips free it back up. Wyatt Wiley behind his own net. Inside 14 minutes to go, breakaway pass Gonsalves and chipped away last second by Kosher at the blue line. Big hit again at the team benches. Berezowski laid into Kosher, I believe. And the whistle here, stopping play with 13:47 to go in period 2.
That's an icing coming up, I believe, against the Prince Albert Raiders, and that's because I saw the runaway train coming right down the tracks. Adam, he had nowhere to go except try to launch the puck down the ice and still couldn't avoid the big hit. That was a great open ice hit there from Berezowski on Jacob Brook.
We should also give credit Aiden Sutter. Berezowski was near. Aiden Sutter had the full contact, so making sure that was correct, but a couple times he has really laid into some bodies in white and green jerseys here. Prince Albert wins this face out to center as Mo flipping it on left wing. Usov bouncing one to the net and harmlessly into the glove of Dustin Wolf with 13:37 remaining here in period number 2. No score. Ilya Usov, originally committed to play at UConn, but changed his mind now as a Raider, helping fill a massive void they had at the center position, losing all 3 regular centers after that WHL title.
Yeah, and he's done a great job coming in. I mean, first year in the league, he's right there for rookie scoring, I believe 5th in the WHL in rookie scoring, 9 points in 9 games. And he's been a dangerous threat here tonight in this one against the Silvertips.
A lot of puck touches. A lot of time on ice out there for Usov in his first WHL season. Tips control, 13:25 to go. And center ice, Seeley shoots it back in. Behind the Prince Albert net, Bilowis to Masella, picked off. Fonstad centering attempt. Puck sits loose after Patterson fanned on it. And recovering is Reese Vitelli for Prince Albert. 13:11 to go in period 2. Vitelli ahead for Mo. And left wing Mo brings it back into the offensive zone. He pulls up into the corner and a centering attempt read and poked away by Seeley. Masella kept it in, left side, low risk shot, missed the net. Rebound Fonstad, battling Hayes, Goot jumping in, provided help, got the clear. Tips down, change up as Masella lugs it through. On left wing, a flip to Usov, checked by Anderson and a feed to the corner. Seeley goes to work on Evan Herman. Left side, Herman feeding one in deep for Usov. Protects off his backhand, forced up high, and now leaving it into the corner. Aquilon left side, and worked wide off Stepanov as jumping in now to the right corner with 12.5 to go. Puck fed back now by Allen to the point, and a shot by Aquilon blocked. Stepanov now checked by Gurney. Tips control, got the clear. Shots even at 10 apiece. 12:15 to go in the second period. Stepanov left side will chip this one back into the Silvertip zone, and the play is Dylan Anderson. Out there with Seeley and Anderson left side for Gurney. Bumped away, Tips recover. Good, nice play, feeds it on right wing through center's butt into the zone, right side, sends it behind the net as he was knocked down to the ice. And a puck now picked up by Allen of Prince Albert. Berezowski, Gonsalves, and Wright jumping off bench. Protas shoots it back in from the neutral zone. Tips now get it behind their own net, and the play is Fairbrother. Looking for Hendren and gave it away up the middle for a second, but recovering Fairbrother and cleared. Inside 12 minutes to go in the second. And again, no score as Fairbrother ahead. Out of the reach of Gonsalves, and down it goes for icing. And the whistle brings matters back into the Silvertip zone now with 11:29 to go in the second period, no score.
I think the Silvertips defensemen have picked up on a little something here. We've seen a few times this period where when they kind of had the puck and time to get their heads up in their own zone, the Silvertips have been looking, and the breakout pass along the near side boards has been taken away. The Raiders D is cheating towards that side to try and take away that pass. And when that happens is when that right defenseman cheats that way, the center of the ice is wide open, trying to spring Gonsalves there, nearly had it.
Weisblatt centering in front, watch, backhander save, rebound in front, save made again on Protas. Weisblatt turns around, shoots and blocked. Tips right now battening down the hatches. No score, 11:13 to go in the second period. What action? At the front of the net on Dustin Wolf, it stays 0-0. Tips control, Jacob Wright clears. Prince Albert recovers. Weisblatt gives it away, and Gonsalves up the right wing out of the reach of Jacob Wright. And Caden Gooley bumps it back to the Silvertip line. Parker Hendren now knocks it down, but a hand pass is called, and we have 10 minutes and 52 seconds remaining here in period 2. And again, 0-0.
Gonsalves was showing off his vertical a little bit out there at center ice. Tried to sky up near the top of the glass to get that one, like a center fielder going to pull back a home run ball. But got up there, got a piece of it, couldn't corral it himself, and then Silvertips, no point in being silly and trying to let Prince Albert play it, just touched up and got a face-off just outside their zone.
10:48 to go in the second. No score as now Seeley up the left boards looking Fonstad, but negated by Masella, and Prince Albert resets. Up the left side, Usaw to Vitelli, and chip back in. Spencer Moe pursues far corner, but bodied away by Michael Gut. Seeley up the left side for Fonstad. Got the clear. Kindop bursting ahead, but again beaten to the puck by Vitelli. Counter attack for Moe on left wing. Slips some by Wiley into the corner. Tried one more fancy move. Centering attempt off the heel of Masella's stick. Fonstad clears and ahead for Kindop into the offensive zone. Tried to center. Knocked away again. Prince Albert clears all the way back through. Wolf thought about coming out to play it. Waits for Wiley. Tips reset now as Prince Albert changes. Wiley ahead to Patterson. Broken up. Raider line sending two defensemen back. They are very good defensively, like the Silvertips. Prince Albert right now leads the league in fewest goals allowed this season, fewest shots allowed as well. 9:48 to go in the second. Raiders knocked it back in. Tips take it away. These two teams volleying back and forth. 0-0 as Gurney sends across ice. Patterson into the offensive zone on right wing. Chipped away by the Raiders, and Brook got the clear. Over now to the right side by the team benches. Kosher jammed away by the Tips. Recovery, Knackbauer sends it in deep and behind the Silvertip net. Puck played by Fairbrother up the left, Anderson. Relays for Gurney and checked by Brook as Patterson jumping in trying to free it. He does there and now feeds it for Gianni Fairbrother, who breaks out of the Silvertip zone. Up the right wing for Butt, 55-foot snapshot save made Billowis, and launching the puck ahead up the left wing, and here comes Stepanov left side into the zone. Snapshot turned away by Wolf and a rebound to the far corner. Tips reset inside 9 minutes to go in the second, and Zellweger's long lead feed sent all the way down, but a penalty is coming up here, I think, against Prince Albert. 8:51 remaining, and it will be a boarding penalty coming up. Tips will go to the power play after this. A 0-0 tie. Tips control from the left circle. Fairbrother sent it in deep from the point. Returned by Kindop to Fonstad. And now checked along the boards by Masella. Protas in to help out. Gonsalves for the Silvertips. Sent back Fairbrother. Up high, right point, Wiley. Deflection in front. Save. Rebound just out of the reach of Kindop. Gonsalves was in tight. Right point, Wiley. Cross ice. Fonstad fires and blocked by Masella. Puck deflecting up and out. But a great run there for the Silvertips man advantage. And there's 1:34 to go on that. No score here in the second.
Yeah, after a very tied-up face-off where the Silvertips had to fight along the boards just to fish it out. Two decent looks there, both coming from shots. Center point, Wyatt Wiley. First one deflected in on, then he administered a nice pass to Fonstad, who unfortunately had his shot deflected.
Puck clear back out by the Raiders. Billowis leaving it to the near corner. Zach Hayes plays it far boards. Gonsalves cut it off, but twisted around by Protas, and Hayes got the clear all the way back down the ice. Tips man advantage coming into tonight, 12th in the league. At 18%, Prince Albert's penalty kill, pretty good, 5th in the league heading into this one. Inside 8 minutes left here in the second. Fonstad for Kindop to Fairbrother. Right side for Kindop in deep. Swung around Gonsalves and out of the open point. Wiley going cross ice. Open is Fairbrother. Wade shoots and blocked by Hayes. Loose puck to Usov. Takes his time. Got the clear. All the way back down it goes.
Hayes is feeling that one. Really sold out. Got down in front there. Gets a pat on the back from Aquilon. But boy, he is really gimpy heading back. That was a heavy, heavy shot from Fairbrother.
Wiley's outlet pass went astray, sent back down by Pierce, and the Tips will send Zellweger out in place of Wiley with 30 seconds to go on their man advantage. No score in the second period, and Seeley for Gut on left wing, Prince Albert zone. Carries it wide, sends one around to the open right point. Zellweger turns to his forehand, sends one across for Seeley, back across for Zellweger. To the right circle for Gut, hangs on to it, snapshot blocked by Gooley, and forcing it in deep, Berezowski. Over left corner, Patterson. Knocked away by the Raiders. Masella to Pierce and sent back down. That'll do it. And Dustin Wolf launching a long feed up the right wing and picked up by Weissblatt. Counter attack into the zone. Cross ice for Moe and a save made by Wolf. Big stop as things went back to 5 aside. Weissblatt to Spencer Moe. And again, we stayed tied 0-0. Here comes Weisblatt with speed down the right wing. Sharp angle bit as a save made by Wolf, deflecting off of traffic, and Wolf gets the cover up. And we have 6 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in period 2.
Weisblatt is showing off a little bit what makes him such a promising prospect. Not the size of a couple of guys out there, but boy, he is speedy and quick with the hands. You can see him handling the puck, constant motion, darting all over the ice. Just about had a goal there from a tight angle. He kind of absorbed a little shove there from the Silvertips defense, kept his balance, kept control, and the shot rode all the way up the gear of Dustin Wolf, but settled in his paint, and he was able to cover it up.
Prince Albert won the face-off, but a puck sent down, and a tripping call coming up on Justin Gurney, who took down Hayes. Delay call, and Prince Albert carried it back in. Left corner, a feed back up high by Evan Herman, broken up, and there's the call. 6:13 to go in the second, and the Tips will be shorthanded on a penalty taken well away from their own net.
Yeah, really straightforward call there, and unfortunate Gurney reaching out like that, trying in desperation to make a play on the puck. He was close. You know, it's one of those where he feels like if he picks the pocket, he's in on net, a breakaway opportunity essentially, but instead he reached out, you don't get the puck, you get the skate instead. It's an obvious takedown, a trip, and the Silvertips back to the penalty kill.
Third man advantage for Prince Albert, 0 of 2. The game is scoreless in the second, and Prince Albert wins this face-off with Gooley setting up at center point. To the right side, Protas bumps it off of Watts over left side and swung back to the open point for Gooley, but taken away, and there goes Bryce Kindop. A short-handed breakaway, moves it on net, and a stick lifted from behind by Caden Gooley. Kindop couldn't get a shot off. 0-0, we stayed tied, 5:47 to go in the second.
Yeah, I think Kindop thought he had him, and just a little reach there, long reach from Gooley, big frame. He was able to do enough to push him off the puck.
Prince Albert sets back up in the man advantage. Right point, Weisblatt hangs on, stick handles, centers Watts, bumps it, Protas onto the back for Gooley. His wrist shot save, rebound, sent back. Gooley fires one on net, save, rebound sent wide by Weisblatt. Usov left side to the point. Gooley over to Protas, right side, walks in, fires, and blocked by Zellweger. Puck deflects up and out. And 1:03 remains on the Gurney penalty.
Dustin Wolf had a look around after that one. He flashed the glove up high. I think that one was maybe labeled for the upper portions of the net there, but he got the glove up, the deflection too, sent it out. He was a little nervous that one got behind him, but it did not. It was up into the other netting above the glass, and Silvertips get new bodies out there to try and get the remainder of this penalty killed off.
Tips won this face-off to the left of Wolf, and Dylan Anderson sends it down and got a shot right in the face, so a penalty looks like is coming up here against the Raiders. And a whistle with 5:03 left in the second, and that will send off Nagy on a high-sticking penalty.
Yeah, that's the second time we've seen the Raiders. They take a pretty undisciplined penalty because it was very, very similar to the way I knew I would do that. Caden Gooley reached out and slashed Max Patterson on a penalty kill situation, a power play for Prince Albert. He really thwarted Prince Albert's chance there in the first period. Very similar here, this time against Dylan Anderson.
And a face-off back of the right circle, and Spencer Moe tried to work one free and almost put it right onto the tape of Jackson Berezowski. So 4-on-4 for 40 seconds, and then the Silvertip man advantage. But here comes Reese Vitelli with speed down the right. Snap shot. I think got a piece of Sealy and wide, and all the way it goes back down to the Prince Albert zone. 27 seconds left now on 4-on-4 time. Tips will now get a change going. Kindop on the ice in place of Goots. Vitelli for Moe, left wing. Silvertip zone. Moe hangs on. Snapshot knocked down by traffic. Zellweger had Vitelli locked up. Tips get the clear. Left wing Kindop with speed into the offensive zone. Drives the net. Backhander missed it wide. Puck kept in now by Fonstad for a second. Forced all the way back. Fed across ice, and here's Zellweger to Kindop. And across the line. Snapshot missed the net. Rebound for Kindop and bangs it wide. Tips now get a power play though for 1 minute. Now to the right side, here's Fonstad, a shot knocked down by Masella and cleared back down by Prince Albert.
Yeah, a little toe drag, tried to go around Masella there and get that shot away, but just wasn't able to get connection on it. Just slipped out of the reach of him at the last minute there. Masella able to get the clear.
Through center is Wiley, looking to drop for Fonstad. I don't think was expecting it. And Fonstad's got to reset. And now finds Fairbrother, who brings it in on left wing. And a toss in behind the Prince Albert net. Fairbrother against Hayes. Bumped it over left side, Berezowski. Low to high for Fonstad, cross ice, right point, Wiley shoots one. Save made by Billowis. And a puck deflecting up and out of play with 3:21 to go in the second and 18 seconds to go on the Silvertips man advantage.
Now you give credit there to the netminder, Billowis, for Prince Albert. Able to not only stop that shot, a hard drive from Wiley, but just as those goalies are trained to do, got that active stick on that low shot. He was able to kind of flick it up and get it out, because if that settles right near him, Gonsalves is positioned perfectly. He was providing a good screen, and then he was waiting for that one hopefully to hit his pads and settle right near his left post. But good job, good goaltending by Billowis. Steered it clear all the way up into the netting over by the left faceoff circle.
This will bring Patterson, Kindop out there. Tips win this face-off at the line. Seeley to Zellweger, left side, shoots and blocked by Hayes. Zellweger taps it back into the corner. And now left side, Kindop, low to high for Zellweger. Rides the line, hangs on, tees one up, missed the net. Loose puck now to the far boards. Prince Albert got the clear and to 5 aside with 2:58 to go in the second. And again, we stay tied, 0-0. A tight one here this evening. Zellweger up the left wing. Lead feed off of Kindop, deflecting back in deep Prince Albert zone as Patterson centers, but smacked away by Billowis' stick and cleared back out by the Raiders. Landon Kosher. Brendan Lee chips it back in, 2:37 to go. Kosher to play back behind the Raider net, up the left wing. Mac Bauer to center, working one along now to the right side for Gooley, who was checked by Berezowski, and the Raiders dump it back in. Loose puck right corner, tips control, Anderson, long lead toss. Berezowski worked to behind the defense, and behind the Raider net now, Billowis almost gave it away. Prince Albert controls, here comes Nagy. Long cross ice feed. Stepanov into the offensive end. Shot save made by Wolf off the right pad. Rebound tips collect. Lee clears up for Berezowski. Gain the red. Tosses back in. Change coming now with 2 minutes to go in the second.
Now good back and forth. This has been the story tonight. Both teams generating decent looks. That last snapshot by Stepanov dealt with well by Dustin Wolf.
Stepanov and Seeley a hit against the backboards behind the silver tip net. Stepanov worked away by the tips. Wyatt Wiley and cleared. Long rink wide feed. Fonstad picks up into the zone. Drop pass Gonsalves shoots and a save made deflecting wide. Kept in by Wiley to Kindop. Now it's Gonsalves out of the right corner. Sends it low to high. Wiley tees one up. Save made Billowis. Rebound Fonstad almost got there. Stonewalled by Hayes and leaving it for Masella. Taken away by Kindop. Looking now for Fonstad. Takes the pass. Left corner. Sent one across out of the reach of Gonsalves. Wiley at the right boards, in behind for Kindop. Protects on Hayes and Kindop trying to send it back, but taken away by the Raiders again. Stepanov clears, 1:03 to go in period 2. These two well-constructed teams not blinking so far. Inside 1 minute left, and now Seeley, a giveaway to Spencer Moe, but he mishandled and he almost had a clean breakaway. Kosher dumps it back in on net, save made Wolf. Puck now picked up by Wiley. Long pass ahead. Berezowski from the right. His shot save made as he bumped that one on net. And Billowis covers up now with 39.8 to go in period 2. No score.
We talk about the back and forth of this game, and it's been a well-played game. So something like that where Seeley coughs it up at the neutral zone really stood out. There have not been many errors like that, but Seeley, fortunately for him, was able to backtrack and I think do just enough to prevent that breakaway from happening the other way. It's a very, very dangerous spot to give the puck away just as you were about to approach center ice, and he just got too delicate, too cute. Tried to play it up along the boards, just confident, bang it up there, get it off the body.
There's a shot from the right by Berezowski, wide. Loose puck kept in, Fairbrother into the corner. Bud sends it, Patterson behind the net. On the walkout, Patterson turned around, his shot saved Billowis. Rebound out of the reach of Berezowski. Gooley picks up with 24 seconds left. Prince Albert to center. Lead toss right wing, Spencer Moe sends it back in. Anderson pursues with Usov to the backboards. Jumping in his Fairbrother. There's now Vitelli. Draws Patterson. Looking right corner, Usov collects and takes it again behind the net. Now squeaks over to the left circle and handing off for Gooley. Cutting in deep, sent one to the net. Save made by Wolf. And a puck picked up by Berezowski to draw the horn, and we have hit the end of 2 periods of play.
Game where the teams have been passive, haven't taken chances, sat back in any sort of defensive shell. They've been aggressive. They've gone at each other, toe-to-toe. Nobody's registered a knockdown just yet.
When tied after 2, the Tips are 2-1 this season, and when tied after 2, Prince Albert is 2-0-1. Tips work it into the offensive zone. Left point, Seeley on a chip in behind. Looking forward, Fonstad against the boards. Nearby is Gonsalves. And poked away eventually by Zach Hayes with 19:35 to go. The headman's left wing for Watts. On by Wiley. Into the Silver Tip zone, deep into the corner on a pass to Protas behind the net. Walks out, sends it back, and a shot blocked off of traffic as that one put on by Kosher. And to the net, it is just sent wide again by Protas. Near boards, Kindop clears. Fonstad against the team benches, sends it across ice. Seeley backtracking into his own zone for Wyatt Wiley. Rink wide toss up the left wing, Gurney. Into the Raiders zone, forcing one in deep. Going to work is Patterson, and chipped away again by Prince Albert, cleared by Kosher. On the counterattack, Usop for Mo, and knocked away right corner by Dylan Anderson. Puck tied up behind the net. Going to work is Fairbrother. Patterson bumps it over far boards. Vitelli to Mo, centering attempt. Telegraph to Dawson Butt. Tips took it away. And Butt to center sends it back in behind the Prince Albert net. On the change is Michael Goot jumping off bench. Left corner, Butt sends it low to high, and Fairbrother over to his left. At the hash marks and trying to shift away from Mo. Sent one to the front off of Bilowis's pad. Stepping over to his left, and Bilowis got the glove on it, and a whistle now with 1:39 gone by in period 3.
You know, Spencer Mo got away with one there, and Fairbrother, I think, is a little perplexed as to how nobody seemed to notice that he couldn't get a shot away. He went to go pull the trigger, but Mo's stick was in between the sort of that triangle between the shoulder, the wrist, and the elbow there, and his stick. It was a clear hook.
Off the draw, Aiden Sutter. His shot blocked. Following up was Goot, but jammed away by Hayes in the slot. And picked up now by Masella to Hayes. Up the left boards, the Raider captain got the clear. Smashed away by Wiley. Puck bouncing over left wing. Brendan Lee will feather it back in behind the Raider net. 18:02 to go in regulation. No score here for the Silver Tips and Raiders. Here comes Knack Bauer down the right wing. Hit by Sutter. Sent just wide of the Silver Tip net now by the Raiders' Jacob Brook. Tips now a takeaway, and Berezowski to clear. And send it back in now, Raiders zone, but from behind the red line, that goes for icing. Meanwhile, some tempers begin to flare right back at the team benches, and 17:42 remains in period 3. A face-off coming back into the Silver Tip zone.
Yeah, there was a little stuff brewing in the second period. It was getting a little bit more energized and a little more physical, certainly, and Berezowski felt the effects of that right there as Jacob Brook, going towards the bench, gave him an extra shot in the back.
Off the draw, a shot by Masella from the point. Save made by Wolf through traffic, and Wolf hangs on now with 17:37 to go here in period 3. A couple of Silver Tips who were here in camp either informally or officially in the preseason roster made their AHL debuts tonight. Jay Christensen, Stockton Heath, they're at Bakersfield, and Connor Dewar had 3 shots on net but didn't factor in the scoring as Iowa losing to Winnipeg earlier tonight.
Oh, good to see those two guys, though, get in the action, get in the lineup.
Puck cleared back out by the Silver Tips. Prince Albert resets at their own line, and Protas up the right wing for Braden Watts into the offensive end. Backhander toward the net. Turned away by Wolf and got the cover up now. 17:23 to go in period 3. And Dustin Wolf so far turning away 23 shots on net this evening.
A little bit of a gamble there by Gianni Fairbrother. Jumped up from his blue line, tried to skate out into the neutral zone to take away a pass and dislodge the puck, but there was no dice. Then he was beat pretty cleanly, and credit to Ronan Seeley for sensing that, knowing that that gamble was taken, and getting over there to cut off any line to the net. Did so very well, just dribbled in on Dustin Wolf, easy cover.
Off the draw, it is Masella, nearly pickpocketed by Gurney, who came out in with a full head of steam. And a centering attempt now from the right side. knocked down. Weisblatt dropping it, right circle, jammed away. Raiders kept it in. Dawson Butt recovers and clears up the left side, and now Gurney relays Patterson. Left wing Raiders zone, pulls up, shoots, missed the net. I think the shot altered by Jeremy Masella defending. Watts got the clear looking cross ice, and Protas chipped away by Butt. Shoulder on shoulder hit back at the boards, and Prince Albert to reset now with 16:47 to go in period 3. Weisblatt. Now right wing feed for Watts into the zone, but offside is the call. And we have a whistle now with 16:42 to go in period number 3. The Tips nothing, and the Prince Albert Raiders nothing. Better known Dreadnought Brewing in Monroe, proud to sponsor the Silver Tips Military Honoree of the Game, a tribute to local active and retired military personnel when the Tips are at home every Friday and Saturday. Submit your nominee at everettsilvertips.com.
Dawson Butt with a pretty good open ice hit there on Alexei Protas, the leading points producer for Prince Albert. Protas went back to the bench, grimacing quite a bit. So, he's a big body out there, but shied away from that contact by Butt.
Kindop off a steal, left wing Prince Albert zone, takes it into the corner and checked by Masella. Scott Gonsalves nearby, Fonstad as well. Puck free to Gonsalves, centering, Fonstad rolls away. Here's Wiley, shoots, knocked down, rebound, score! Gage Gonsalves again. 16 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in regulation. Gonsalves off a loose puck, right post, 5th goal this season. He's got goals in 4 straight games, and the Silver Tips take a 1-0 lead.
I said earlier that I thought he was snake bit all last year. And he comes out early this season, has a 4-assist night. Great tone setter, comes back from injury, and he has just been torrid since coming back. Lighting up the scoreboard, putting pucks in the back of the net. Sniffing around the blue paint here was a great spot to be, and a rebound that went off some bodies, went off Billouis, and eventually Gonsalves kicked it right to himself and popped it in the net.
5 goals now, last 4 games. In case you're keeping track, Dawson Butt takeaway on Stepanov from center, brings it right wing into the zone and snaps it wide. Puck out of the reach of Gurney, and Masella for Prince Albert to center ice. And a relay along to the left wing, out of the reach of Herman, Tips counter. Patterson right side, centering Gurney, his shot blocked by Kosher. Loose puck rolls all the way to the point, Seeley teed one up, missed the net. Loose puck, Patterson tried to feed one to the crease as well, but knocked away by Masella and cleared to center ice. Rink wide toss to Stepanov. Down the right wing, beaten by Seeley. Call is icing. And a faceoff will come back into the Prince Albert zone now with 15:30 to go in period 3. The Tips get the ever so important first one. Here in the third, they lead 1-0.
Yeah, long time coming. That first goal is always nice to stake yourself to a lead, and it just means that much more when it comes 4 minutes into the third period. And Gonsalves, he was really Johnny on the spot there earlier when he had that 2-goal night, and here doing very similar things, just great positioning in a very good spot, and then kept his calm, kicked it right to himself to get that one in past Billouis.
If you can believe it, that's the first Silver Tip goal against the Raiders in 110 minutes and 18 seconds. Last Tips goal here against Prince Albert 2 years ago. Patrick Bykov had the honors. Tips were shut out 3-0 last season at Art Hauser's center as the Raiders flip it in. Big hit behind the play, and now Zellweger into the right corner. Chips it up the boards for Lee. To center it goes, and Goots chasing after it, knocked away by Gooley. Prince Albert and Brook will flip it back in for a change. 14:48 to go in period 3, and Zellweger for the Silver Tips. Left side feed Anderson. Lead feed left wing. Out of the reach of Gonsalves. Down it goes, and the call is icing. And we have 14 minutes and 40 seconds to play here in the third. And the Silver Tips lead Prince Albert 1-0. Let IRG Physical and Hand Therapy help you to become your best self. With 40 locations and a family of brands all throughout the Puget Sound, you never have to travel far for exceptional care. Learn more at irgpt.com.
It'll be interesting to see what that does for the flow of this game. Will Prince Albert stick to kind of what they've been doing? It's netted them no goals so far, but down a goal, time's going to become a factor. What will they do?
Off the draw from the right, it is sent wide now by the Raiders' Watts, and now to the near boards. Kept in by Hayes off of contact behind Gonsalves. Tips they'll get the clear, and now Kindop trying to force one ahead for Fonstad. Broken up. Counterattack Weisblatt, jammed away by Seeley. Gonsalves looking right wing. Picked off by Protas with now 14-15 to go in period 3. Protas right wing, tripped up. Penalty coming up on the Silver Tips, and right back at the Tips blue line. It is a tripping call, and Cole Fonstad will take a seat with 14-12 to go in regulation.
Puck in the neutral zone for an extended period of time there. I thought on a few occasions, Mike, that the Silver Tips might have just been a little touch away from getting in on an odd man opportunity. Fonstad, Kindop were both just looking to kind of usher that puck forward and create a chance for themselves, but Prince Albert was able to kick and bat the puck and keep it in the neutral zone, and eventually Protas kind of trying to skate past Fonstad and split the Silver Tips defense. Fonstad just reached out, got the stick caught up, literally caught up in his skates, dragged it right out of his hands, and that's going to go called every time.
Tips get the clear. By the way, Kindop and guess who? Cole Fonstad get the assist on Gonsalves' goal at 4:45. 1-0 Silver Tips, but Prince Albert to the man advantage. Weisblatt right side, wrist shot, glove save Wolf. He hangs on. And a whistle now with 20 seconds into the Prince Albert man advantage, which is their 4th of this evening. 1-0 Silver Tips, and a faceoff will come back into their own zone.
I get the penalty kill really high marks last night. They were so influential. A 5-1 final score against Tri-City doesn't illustrate how close that game was, and on numerous occasions a penalty kill came up in a tight spot with a big 2-minute kill. Let's see if the Silver Tips can continue that right now.
To the left of Dustin Wolf with 13:52 to go in regulation. Max Patterson on this faceoff. Tips ace here for the beginning of this season and wins this one cleanly to Wyatt Wiley and sent back down the lane. Prince Albert goes with Gooley, Usov, Weisblatt, Braden Watts, and Protas on this man advantage. On the breakout, Protas up the right wing, Weisblatt into the offensive end. Centers for Watts' snapshot, blocked by Dawson Butt. Clogged the lane, got right in the way and keeps it 1-0. Usov, cross ice, Protas, centering attempt all the way through, and Usov's shot knocked down by Wiley. Gooley to Usov. Back to Gooley, left point. Squares up, feeds it back. Usov left circle. Down low, Weisblatt, post-to-post feed. Off the mark, and to center it goes.
Weisblatt, I gave him a ton of credit earlier for a no-look pass. That one was ill-advised.
Watch down the right wing, defended by Zellweger, angles it back and picked off. Tips out number, shorthanded, Gonsalves to Kindop to Gonsalves. Left wing, cross ice. The pass is knocked away by Gooley. And sitting loose far corner, 38 seconds left on the Cole Fonstad penalty.
Tried maybe one too many passes there. It was a good idea. It would have been spectacular if Gooley wouldn't have got down, but he knew that pass was coming back to Kindop. Got down on the ice. We've seen that a few times. We've seen Silver Tips do that feat, and Gooley just read it really well.
Spencer Moe on right wing, a chip and chase. Tips reroute it now to the left side, and Fairbrother guns this one all the way through. Down it goes, and Fonstad's out of the box in 11 seconds. 1-0 Silver Tips. Third period, 12:19 to go as Prince Albert back on the move. Through center is Nagy, looking left wing Vitelli. Into the Silver Tip zone, bumped away Patterson, up along Berezowski, trying to get on by one of the net. Berezowski, pass in front, save, rebound, Patterson, and shot it too high over the crossbar. It stays 1-0, oh so close. Fonstad to Patterson, direction in front, loose and knocked away by the Raiders' Knackbauer. Tic-tac-toe, Tips almost plunked that one in again. It stays 1-0. Here comes Prince Albert Vitelli. Play stopping because of a fight back in the Raiders zone. Max Patterson and Justin Knackbauer trading punches. It is still fierce. It is still hotly tempered. 3 officials needed to come in to break it up. I don't think Prince Albert's too happy with that one, at least based on the fact that they had speed going up ice. It stays 1-0 Silver Tips. Patterson and Knackbauer to the penalty box.
They might not be done. They might get reacquainted here at some point, because 5 minutes they might be on the glass looking at each other for the majority of that. A frenzy of activity certainly in the Prince Albert end. Right as the penalty expired, Patterson missing that chance. Had an open net. Berezowski was robbed at one point. Billouis making a couple of big saves. But then right near the end of it, puck coming around the boards toward the near side, right at the face-off circle. And Knockbauer was over there. And Patterson was trying to get the angle on it, trying to come in and kind of cut inside of him, get it before Knockbauer could. And Knockbauer decided not to play the puck and delivered a hit pretty high. And look, Max Patterson is a big guy, 6'6", 225, and the hit was upstairs, and it rattled his cage, sent his helmet down to the ice, and Patterson had a few words with them. Pretty quickly, they said, let's go, and pretty quickly, it turned into an all-out slugfest.
I don't think Max Patterson and Justin Knockbauer were making dinner plans
No.
back in the penalty box. Third period. 8 minutes and 17 seconds elapsed. It will stay at 5-on-5 after the Fighting Majors were given out. Tips will go Berezowski, Goot, Lee, Seeley, and Wiley. The Eric Pierce line jumping out for Prince Albert. Raiders win this face-off, and Masella to the red line will punch it back in behind the silver tip net. Picked up by Wyatt Wiley for the counter-attack. Long pass angled right boards, Berezowski coming in, Masella with speed, chipped that one free. 11:24 to go in regulation. Tips up on Prince Albert, 1-0. In the center is Herman from the red line. Will bump it in toward the net and turned away by Wolf. Seeley to Wiley. Up the right boards, Tips get the clear. And Dawson Butt bumping one ahead, Goot right wing into the zone. And his snapshot blocked by Remy Aquilon. Another battle going on right corner again. Prince Albert emerges with the puck. To center red, Pierce shot it back in. Change coming for the Raiders with 10:55 to go.
Well, Goot tried to go by his man. The Raiders defenseman lost his stick and then just gave Goot a big old bear hug.
And now Seeley, Aaron pass but chipped over, fortunately, to the far boards for his teammate Gianni Fairbrother. And resets up the left wing for Gurney. On a chip and chase through center, Gurney hustling back into the offensive zone. Dawson Buck going to the front of the net. And nearby into the corner is Gonsalves. Protas, and as well kosher for Prince Albert, and the Raiders clear courtesy Ozzy Weisblatt. 10:22 to go in period 3. 1-0 Silver Tips. Farboards Gurney, tried to clear. Weisblatt intercepting. And now Gurney once again. Couldn't get this one out, kept in by Kosher. Protas over to the left point, Gooley, down low. Weisblatt post to post and just out of the reach of Braden Watts. Tips clear, here comes Gonsalves on by one. Into the offensive end, nearly by another. Gooley won that battle. Puck cleared, 9:53 to go in period 3. Silver Tips 1, Raiders 0. Zellweger up for fair, left side will pitchfork it back behind the Raider net. And Billouis lets it go. Around for Gooley, right side, Weisblatt. He's got a man ahead of the play. Zellweger has Reese Vitelli in check. And Prince Albert dumps this in now to the far corner. As Fonstad out with Kindop and Tyson Fair for the moment. Spencer Moe drifts it back. Masella to Moe, top right circle. His shot wide. Loose puck in behind Vitelli, worked on by Zellweger. Wiley into battle. Extracts it for the backboards. Now left side got the clear. 9:13 to go. Kindop jumping up on the play. Prince Albert, though, whips it back the other way. Vitelli sent that one in. Tips take it away. Left side, Wiley. Scoots to center. Shoots it back in from the red line. And Billouis, the goaltender, touching up now as I think it might be offside here. And we get a whistle with 8:59 to go in regulation. Morrison with you. 5 aside. 8:59 remaining in period 3. The Silver Tips up on the Raiders 1-0. 3-1 on a homestand and trying to end it on a high note against a high-octane team, defending WHL champs. Ranked 3rd CHL top 10. Raiders control to center. Left wing Spencer Moe into the offensive end. Poked away. Usov follows up. Collides with his own teammates. That frees the puck to Wyatt Wiley. And he'll feed Seeley in behind his own net to reset. Long outlet. Left wing missing Lee. Down it goes, and the call is icing. And we have 8 minutes and 39 seconds left here in period number 3. Tips are back home. Next game, November 1 against Portland. Hockey Happy Hour brought to you by Broadstroke Associates. Pick up a ticket and beverage as low as $25. Game time at 7:35. And order now at EverettSilverTips.com/tickets.
Tip's got to be careful there. An icing call. These face-offs are huge. They've been good in the dot tonight, but that was really not a lot of pressure back in the Everett zone. There was a chance there for a relatively easy outlet pass. Just tried to maybe do a little too much with it. Got to make the smart plays here.
Face-off right circle and won by Prince Albert, but Lee took a run at Hayes. That freed the puck enough to Seeley. Skied this one back into the Prince Albert zone, and back to play is Caden Gooley. 8:27 to go in regulation. His feet ahead for Weisblatt. Dropping it, Hayes to center. Short relay, Protas, and bumped off of Tyson Fair back at the silver tip line. Protas sends it back in behind the net, and Wolf will settle it for Wyatt Wiley. But now up against Braden Watts. Wiley frees it, almost for Seeley. Up the right side for Fair, couldn't clear, and now Hayes over to the right. Protas out of his reach. Wiley spins it free. Up for Fonstad, kept in by Prince Albert. And they're starting to buzz as Protas from the right point, cross ice for Hayes. Rips it down low, out of the reach of Weisblatt. Wiley reads the seam, backhands one ahead and cleared. Here comes Fair up against Zach Hayes, knocked away. Tips are changing right now ahead of the play. Watts now through center ice, Bakersfield native. Will carry into the corner right side with inside 8 minutes left in period 3. Sent back down to the point, Masella. Straight away, his shot blocked. Masella again, poked free by Kindop, and Kosher kept it in. Right corner feed for Pierce. Checked by Wiley. Vonstad controls. And the Tips launch this one to center ice. Prince Albert gets it back, and Herman to the Prince Albert defense. Up to center ice now. It's Kosher to knock it back in. Tips regain and clear, and here comes Dawson Butt right wing. Into the Prince Albert zone. Snap shot into the chest of Billowis, who will drop it now for Kosher. Lost his edge. Recovers. And a long breakaway pass out of the reach of Reese Vitelli. Tips regain at the red line. Pump back in by Fairbrother. Over now left side Gonsalves. Tips are changing by the way. Behind the play with 6:43 to go in period 3. Kosher to Gooley. In a 1-0 silver tip lead, he relays Herman. Broken up at center red. And now Gurney leaving it for Butt. Directs it over left side for Gonsalves. And again knocked down by Caden Gooley. Stretch feed for Moe. Through center. Relays for Usa, but offside for Prince Albert. And a whistle now with 6:23 to go in regulation. Attendance here for tonight, 5,187.
Dylan Anderson made a really nice play earlier on a long stretch pass from back in the Prince Albert end. They were trying to split the seam, go right down the middle to find a long outlet there, and he just got his body in the way. Instead of trying to bat it down with a stick, which these guys are pretty adept at, good hand-eye coordination, but don't risk it. Just get right in the way. He got an arm out there, a leg even, somehow batted it down, negated the opportunity for Prince Albert.
Jackson Marozowski will float it back in. Prince Albert zone. Goot looking in front from the left corner, and his pass blocked. Max Patterson station in front of the net with 6:10 to go. Prince Albert regains, and Hayes ahead. Picked up by Michael Goot. In across the line, shoots it wide. Rebound play by Billowis behind his zone net. And Masella up the right wing. Remy Aquilon. Long stretch feed, skips off Usov, deep into the silver tip zone. Centering attempt now back to Vitelli, and his shot missed the net too high. Puck rolls all the way to center. 5:45 to go in regulation. Silver Tips 1, Prince Albert nothing. Gooley sends this one all the way through. No icing call and play by Wyatt Wiley. Tips control. Wiley left boards, looking Fonstad, checked by Masella. Taking over Watts, centering attempt, smacked away by Seeley and sent back to the Prince Albert zone.
He had that one diagnosed 3 seconds earlier. He knew where to be positioned. Real simple clear, get him out off the ice.
Cruising on through left wing Protas to Weisblatt in the silver tip zone, checked by Anderson into the corner and sent back to the point for Gooley. His shot knocked down by Patterson. Tips control and Dawson Butt trying to clear, blocked by Masella, and Prince Albert returns it deep into the tip zone. 5:02 to go in period 3. Tips up 1-0. Prince Albert trying to keep it in. Protas over to the right side. Watts his shot, missed the net. Loose puck now left side. Weisblatt low to high for Hayes. Rides the line, protects right circle. Backhander turned away by traffic. Kept in by the Raiders. Protas backtracking toward the line. Scoots it left side for Watts and plays it into the corner, worked on by Fairbrother. Loose puck to Anderson. Far boards for Dawson Butt. and kept in by Protas. Back skating toward the blue line. His low shot of the net. Save made by Wolf. No rebound. And Wolf will cover with 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in regulation. He's made 27 of 27 in saves.
That was a nice one there. And then a great control of the rebound to cover it up because the Silvertips needed fresh legs out there. They were chasing the puck a little bit, reaching quite a bit. And sure enough, Dustin Wolf makes a big save. There was some extended time in the Everett zone for Prince Albert. They didn't get a ton of shots on Wolf's net, but they just had Everett really scrambling and chasing the puck.
4:30 left. Prince Albert wins a right circle faceoff. A battle up the right boards. Knackbauer up against Zellweger and shot to the corner. Recovering Gurney. Nearby Zellweger again. Tips control. Gurney floating one ahead of center ice out of the reach of Berezowski. Recovering back in the Prince Albert zone is Hayes. Off now to the right side and chipped away on a pass intended for Eric Pierce. Tips defense resets and Wyatt Wiley back out of his own zone. Cross ice pass intercepted by Pierce on a counterattack right wing. Pierce's shot knocked down by Zellweger. Sitting loose, Gurney clears. Ahead for Kindop, 2-on-2. Right wing Kindop and a snapshot missed the net. Stick set of Bilowis and the puck rolls all the way to center. Pierce tied up with Gonsalves. 3:44 to go in regulation. Kindop helping out against the boards by the penalty benches. Nearby is Fairbrother. Prince Albert recovers, resetting his goalie at center red. Drives it back in behind the silver tip net, and the goaltender Wolf plays it over far boards. Gonsalves to center ice. Will chip it back in. Nacella first back to play for the Raiders. From behind his zone net, circling the center and a head man for Herman. He'll play it back in behind the silver tips net again. First on puck is Fairbrother to Seeley. Backhands it up the right boards. Picked up by Gooley. Returned in deep. Tips take it away. 3:04 to go in regulation. Silver Tips 1, Prince Albert nothing. Tips got the clear. Tied up by the team benches now as Herman recovers. Looking now right side for Moe. Down the right wing into the zone. His snapshot missed the net. Puck sits loose. Left corner, Patterson collecting and cleared. Launching one high in the air, Berezowski chasing, rolls one toward the net, and a save made by Bilowis. Rebound smacked away by Prince Albert, and they want to turn on the Jets back on through. Left wing Batelli into the tip zone, centering for Watts. His shot blocked by Zellweger. Puck controlled by Patterson. Headman's up the right. And cleared, Berezowski to Gurney. He'll stash it back in with 2:24 to go inside 5 minutes to go. Brought to you by Rada Paint. 1-0 Silver Tips. Prince Albert controlling, walking out Weisblatt, tip zone left side. Looking for Gooley, centering attempt, Protas, deflection, right side, save, rebound, off the pipe, and sent back up by, shot by Watts, save made by Dustin Wolf. Braden Watts turned away between the circles. Wolf hangs on, 2:05 remaining in regulation. The Tips keep the lead off a little bit of fortune. And a little bit of clutch stopping as well, and Wolf helps take care of the job.
Yeah, it got squared up for that last shot there from Watts. And what's impressive about that is that he was in full scramble mode, was Dustin Wolf just seconds prior. That puck took a bounce off the end boards, came out to his side. I think it went off a skate, maybe his own skate, and then right through the crease, kind of about 6 inches from the goal line. Fortunately for the Silver Tips, on the right side of that goal line. And just surviving right now are the Silver Tips. Got to get the puck down the ice. Right now they're not doing a great job of getting the puck through the neutral zone and trying to get it in deep and make Prince Albert go in the other way. They're helping them out. They're either not getting in deep enough, or some of the shots that have gone on Bilowis have instantly rung around the boards and come out the other side. You said it a moment ago, Mike. Prince Albert wants to get up and go. They know they're trailing in this one. Don't give them that opportunity. Slow things down. Make them get back there and chase and do some hard work.
Face-off had to come outside of the blue line, and one draw to the team benches. Second draw now. Tips control. We'll keep our eye on Bilowis. He's still in net right now, but maybe not for long. Right side Anderson. Lead toss-off Kindop deflecting behind the Raider net with 1:53 to go. 1-0 Silver Tips, third period. Protas, cross ice feed. Left side. Picked up by Hayes from center red. Drills it back in. Wolf behind the net. Lets it go Fairbrother, who's now hit by Weisblatt. Loose puck picked up, Protas. The bench is Bilowis. Sent back now for Hayes. His shot blocked. Controlling. Fonstad to center ice. Raises one left boards. Down it goes. It buys some time. Tips now change up. 1:25 to go here in regulation. 1-0 Silver Tips. Left wing Protas for Prince Albert into the zone. Driving wide, drops it. Watts. Van's on his shot. Got a rolling puck. Sent back left point for Gooley. Rides a line, sends it right circle. Protas, cross ice, in front. What a save on Weissblatt! Off Wolf's glove. It stays 1-0. What a stop. At the point, Gooley. His shot knocked away by traffic. 1 minute, 1 second remaining in regulation. That could be a top 10 candidate. Dustin Wolf says no on Ozzy Weissblatt. It stays 1-0 Silver Tips.
Oh, what an incredible save. Usov was going towards the back door, and I think that's where the pass was intended. Prince Albert trying to go from the right circle to Usov cutting back door at the left post, the left circle post, and instead it goes off of a body and just settles there right for Weissblatt. He gets a grade A chance from the slot, and Dustin Wolf stays centered, gets a piece of it, just enough for it to go off of his glove and just by the post and behind his net. Incredible save, incredible series there.
Timeout is called. 1-0 Silver Tips. Late in regulation. Only goal scored here, Gage Gonsalves at 4:45 of period 3. Out of the timeout here. Net to our right empty. A faceoff coming back into the tip zone.
And down on the Prince Albert bench, the man that you heard from in the first intermission, Dan Gender, had everybody's attention. He was the one with the whiteboard there drawing something up. Former Silvertip trying to orchestrate something for his team now to beat the Silvertips in the building he once roamed.
Face off left circle, Patterson on Protas. Prince Albert controls an Usov. Dribbles it down the boards, knocked away by Fairbrother. Puck loose right side. Cleared by Kindop, and that might have got the team benches. Whistle blows, 53.2 to go in regulation, and it stays 1-0 Tips.
Really close there for the Tips. And Kindop trying to chip one off glass and out, but right there at that curved portion of the glass now, just went off the benches and have to do it all over again.
Patterson, top guy at the dot for the Silver Tips. 107 draws, 1 against Protas. Leads Prince Albert heading into tonight with 90. Raiders control it, sent back to the point and out of the reach of Usov and down. Tips have Kindop, Gonsalves, Patterson, Fairbrother, and Wiley here going for the kill shot. Up 1-0, 38 seconds left. Here come the Raiders. Right side is knocked back in now. And around to the left side, play by Nackbauer. Up against Patterson. Protas also digging away. 26 seconds left. Sent back now to the point, left side Gooley. Drips it, left side Weissblatt. Sent back up high for Gooley. Over now to the right side, Usov. Into the corner, across ice. Weissblatt scores! From the left circle, Ozzy Weissblatt. 13.9 remaining in regulation. And the Raiders cash in on the extra attacker opportunity. On a feed out of the right corner, Ozzy Weissblatt found the open upper side. Stick side on Dustin Wolf. And he picks up his 3rd goal this season. We're tied 1-1.
That was a terrific setup there from Prince Albert. Weissblatt with a really good finish, too, because Wolf had got the right pad down on the ice, tried to get it over to the post, but elevated shot up and over, and boy, what a finish to this one here.
Alexei Protas had that feed. Tape to tape. Tips will need more in this one to seal the victory. 3 seconds left. Anderson right side sent one down. Out of the reach of Berezowski. Prince Albert won the foot race. It's icing. So one more face-off coming back into the Silver Tip zone, though not much time. 0.6 to go.
And that pass there from Protas. Initially, the tie-up on the boards came from the left wing circle where Weissblatt would eventually finish it off, and it just worked around the perimeter to the blue line, near side, far side, down low. And I think the attention of the Silvertips was in the slot area, and instead Weissblatt was left wide open there on that circle.
Off the draw, Pierce won it. Nackbauer had no time to shoot. These two teams will head to sudden death overtime. The Everett Silvertips won, and the Prince Albert Raiders won. This one's a good one here in downtown Everett. Crowd of 5,187 taking this one in. Both goals scored in the third period. Gage Gonsalves for the Silvertips. Ozzie Weisblatt for Prince Albert.
And you mentioned, Mike, that it just had a certain feel. I know we are only, 10 games in, 11 games in, depending on which team you're looking at in tonight's contest. But this had that playoff vibe to it, where there was an intensity, an edge. Certainly this game grew in that regard. The physicality ramped up and up and up, and the second and third period were really terrific as far as the energy level it was played at. And the only thing I worry about from the Tips perspective is, that's a big blow to come back from there, to give up a goal in the final 13 seconds. But then you add in the fact that they are the more tired of the two teams in regards to how much they've played lately. The Silvertips have played a lot more hockey in this past week than Prince Albert has. This is the first game for Prince Albert in a week. They haven't played since last Saturday. For the Silvertips, they obviously played last Saturday, and then they played Wednesday and last night as well. So there was a little bit of exhaustion on the look of the Silvertips after that goal went in from Weisblatt. This overtime here, this meeting at the bench and discussion amongst themselves and with the coaching staff, hopefully that's enough to rejuvenate them. You just need one special play in overtime, Mike, and hopefully the Silvertips can find a little extra energy reserves.
Gage Gonsalves and Michael Goot lead the Silvertips with 2 game winners each this season. Second time Tips have gone to overtime this year. They are 1-0. Prince Albert has gone to OT once, but that one ended in a shootout. And they are 0-1 in shootouts last season. 3-2 in games ending in overtime. So 3-on-3 coming up. That means a lot of open ice for a lot of skill between these two teams. Dustin Wolf in net to our right. Boston Bilowis in net to our left. Tips are trying to end the 5-game homestand on a winning note against Prince Albert and finish 4-1. Before the weekend break, they'll go Gonsalves, Kindop, and Wiley. And for Prince Albert, Protas, Watts, and Hayes. Tips controlling Wiley. Up the right side, now it's Kindop. Stick handling into the offensive zone, crossing over to the left wing. Kindop now driving wide, takes it wide behind the net. And up on Hayes, the two collide into the corner. Gonsalves now twisting off of Protas. Now locked up again. Hayes trying to punch it free. Kindop is waiting. And a puck now freed to Hayes. And Prince Albert collects. Here comes Watts, right side for Hayes with 4:25 to go in the overtime. A feed over, left wing, Watts into the offensive zone with Gooley jumping off the bench. Centering attempt, Protas collects down low. Here's Watts, a low backhander, save, rebound, Wiley deflects it just wide himself. Here's Watson behind, stashing one on net, save made. Loose puck to Protas, hangs on, walks out left circle. Capitals prospect, looks over left side, picked off. Gonsalves pushing one ahead. Here comes Kindop with Protas. And Protas caught up, so Kindop has to stash this one in deep. And now Fonstad and Fairbrother jumping off the bench here for the Silvertips. How fitting would this be if Fonstad ends it here against his former team? 1-1 tie in overtime, 3:42 to go. Prince Albert controlling, left side Usov into the zone. But the Raiders are offside. And we have 3:39 to go in sudden death OT.
That pass a little behind Usov, tried to kick it to himself, but the puck kind of stayed out there at the blue line as he drifted in. And you're right, Fonstad, that would be, again, a pretty incredible story if you're going to write a script here in this one tonight. Let's see what happens.
Tips have Fairbrother, Goot, and Fonstad out there. 3:34 to go here in the overtime. Tied at 1, Tips collect. 3-on-3 here at even strength. Here comes Fairbrother left wing. Into the offensive zone, centering for Goot. He scores! Tips win! How sweet it is! Michael Goot, third game winner this season. Third goal of the season. He finishes a snapshot from the slot with 3:22 to go in overtime. The Silvertips win, beating the Prince Albert Raiders 2-1.
That one was labeled, Mike. Absolutely labeled by Michael Gut. High over the glove of Boston Billouis. And the lead up to it was so interesting to see the way that worked, with Fairbrother all the way back at his own goal line, picking that puck up. And as he skated up, he looked like he wanted to get rid of the puck. He looked like he wanted to get it up to Fonstad, up to Gut. But Prince Albert was taking away those routes. And then Gut and Fairbrother had a nice little interchange where they just weaved off of each other. And the Prince Albert had to switch assignments. It gave Fairbrother some room to skate in over the zone. Gut then reverse track, created some separation, and as he drifted towards the left circle, fired it back across his body. My goodness, what a shot and what a game winner.
It completes a 4-1 homestand for the Everett Silvertips, who have won 7 of 8. And they improved to 8-3, 16 points, and a statement-making win against a CHL top 10 team.